So what I did, I cut up I used a half of a cabbage, and I cut it into pieces, and I used my trusty food processor to make it nice and small. You can shred it by hand.
You can use the mandolin.
You can use the mandolin. I'm all about quick. Yeah, quick is good for me. So I have made it super tiny, super small. I love it that way. And I've gotten about, I guess there's about maybe 3/4 of a cup of mayo. Now you may say, oh, that's a lot of fat. To me, fat is not a problem. And to be honest, I've eaten this while I've lost weight. I've lost now, from August when I started, I went from 212 to now I'm 153.
Nice.
So this is what I eat. And I mean, you can say, well, this is too many calories. Well, apparently it isn't for me. So I do this.
But then you're not getting the calorie really from the coleslaw. The only calorie that you have is from the salad dressing. And really, in your bowl, how much salad dressing are you really going to get?
Indeed. Absolutely, absolutely. And so I like to use a little bit of vinegar. And you mix it all up. Now, this is the controversial part, right? Because this to me doesn't scream coleslaw without a little bit of sweet in it. I know there's people that are going to say every little thing about pretend sugar. Well, I use it. It doesn't bother me. If you don't like it, if you can't use artificial sugar, and I'm using Splenda, I'll use 4 packs of Splenda in this huge amount of bowl of coleslaw. So Lise, what would you recommend if I wasn't to use Splenda? What would you use?
See, I personally use Stevia, and that's what my kids prefer. And just they don't like that slight aftertaste that Splenda has.
Absolutely.
And they've not grown up with Splenda, so
yep. It's taste, right?
It's taste.
And it's about if you have a problem with it, and if your kids have, because some people are sensitive to it.
But really, Splenda, what it came about was for diabetics. It was a sugar substitute. And I think what's happening now, some people are using too much of it.
Indeed.
They are doing the same things that they were doing before and just substituting, oh, well, it's Splenda.
That's right. Right.
So, but if you're using it in small amounts and it doesn't affect you, then you know what? Go ahead.
Indeed.
Eating healthy doesn't have to be boring, and it doesn't have to be that strict.
That's right. It's this 80-20 rule,
Yes.
isn't it? So 80% of the time, you make sure that your diet is very healthful, and it affects you when you are after you eat it. That's how I gauge mine.
Yes.
If I eat it and I feel bad, I can't eat that all the time. So
I know, because 2 days ago, I went out to eat somewhere, and I must have been exposed to wheat or something, because I haven't been feeling well for the last 2 days. Just very sleepy and tired, and so.
Yeah. So again, it's a good gauge. You know how you feel when you are eating and after you eat. I mean, I go with insulin response. I know my own insulin response. If I've had a simple, we'll talk about simple and complex carbohydrates another time, but let's say I had a bunch of potato chips or fries. I think an hour later, you can't wake me up. I'm in a coma. I am doing the sleepy time dance. I can't tolerate a simple carb that goes into my bloodstream really quick because I crash.
Yep. And what happens to me is that I tend to get so hungry.
Oh yes!
So hungry.
Yes! Oh, it's horrible.
I mean, I remember those days where, before I was eating this way, I couldn't wait. I mean, it was like, 11:30. Oh, is it almost lunchtime? I'm starving, and my stomach was growling. And now it's like, oh, it's 12:30, and I was supposed to go to lunch half an hour ago, and I was not even hungry, really.
Exactly. So we're just waiting for this to reduce, and we'll be right back, and we will taste test. Sounds good? Okay, we'll see you in a minute. So we are back. We've got our rendered chicken with curry and
Some coleslaw.
coleslaw. So we'll dish it out and see how it goes.
Excellent. It smells so good.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not an overpowering curry smell either.
Not at all. And the chicken is soft and it falls apart. Would you like some coleslaw?
Yes, please.
All right. And see, for me,
Thank you.
I like, because I'm just one of these people, I like to mix stuff together. And I won't do that in front of you, just because, you know, sometimes it looks horrible. But I'm somebody that likes, you know, flavors to melt. So, there we go.
Very hot.
Very hot.
Mmm.
Mmm.
Delicious.
And a little bit of coleslaw.
Contrast cold and the hot.
Indeed.
It's spicy and the kind of
sweet and sour. It's yummy. So we'll continue eating. Sorry. It's ours. You gotta go make your own. But till next time, we'll see you again.
happy cooking.
Happy cooking.